The solar enigma, the mystery of 3I, Atlas for billions of years. The Sun has ruled the solar system without challenge. A colossal engine of fire and plasma, shaping planets, stripping atmospheres, and sustaining the fragile spark of life. It has been our constant, predictable, immense, and eternal. No force has ever bent its will. No traveler has ever disturbed the rhythm of its radiant breath. Until now. Early this year, buried deep within the readings from NASA's Parker Solar Probe and ESA's Solar Orbiter, scientists uncovered a subtle distortion, a strange ripple in the solar wind itself. The stream of charged particles that should flow smoothly from the Sun was curving. Not chaotically. Not randomly. It bent with pattern, geometric, deliberate, as if responding to a code. At the center of that distortion, something was moving. Tiny by cosmic standards, yet powerful enough to alter the Sun's plasma. Its name was 3I, ATLAS, the third confirmed interstellar object to ever enter our solar system, after Oumuamua and Borisov. At first, it seemed harmless, another icy wanderer from beyond the stars. But as astronomers tracked its passage, something extraordinary appeared in the data. Its light wasn't flickering at random. It brightened and dimmed with mathematical precision, regular, rhythmic, almost like a pulse. When the James Webb Space Telescope locked onto it, the mystery deepened. 3I, ATLAS wasn't simply reflecting sunlight, it was modulating it. Photons were being absorbed and re-emitted in frequencies that appeared engineered. And the intervals of those light shifts matched the same timing seen in the solar wind distortion. It was as though the Sun and this visitor were communicating, speaking in magnetism and light. No known comet or asteroid should be capable of such behavior. But 3I, ATLAS didn't obey any natural laws. The Parker Solar Probe detected spiraling plasma currents where there should have been uniform flow. Mapped together, they formed a focal point, perfectly aligned with 3I, Atlas's position. Even the Solar Orbiter, millions of kilometers away, recorded the same phenomenon. Two spacecraft. Two viewpoints. One impossible effect. The Sun's own wind, the breath that defines the edge of the heliosphere, was being redirected by something no larger than a mountain. Physically, this shouldn't be possible. To warp plasma on that scale would require an immense magnetic field, far greater than anything a natural body could produce. It was like watching a pebble divert a hurricane. The only conclusion left was the one scientists feared most: 3I, ATLAS wasn't a rock. It was something else. Simulations revealed that it behaved as if it generated its own magnetic field, one that changed dynamically with sunlight. Infrared scans showed fluctuating heat, evidence of energy conversion, as though it were harvesting power directly from the Sun. The more radiation it absorbed, the stronger the solar distortion became. A perfect feedback loop. Some theorized it could be a stellar siphon, a theoretical construct capable of drawing energy straight from solar plasma. Others proposed it was an observer, a probe powered by the very stars it studied. Whatever it was, it defied every rule we knew. Its so-called tail didn't move as vaporized ice should, it drifted against expectations, and its magnetic polarity flipped with steady rhythm. Every 4.3 seconds, it emitted faint electromagnetic bursts, precise, timed, unchanging. Instead of fading near perihelion, the object grew brighter. It seemed to awaken. As it did, Parker's instruments recorded the Sun's plasma twisting tighter, as though responding in kind. The relationship was exact. When the object brightened, the solar wind curved; when it dimmed, the wind relaxed. It was as if the visitor was conducting the Sun itself. Natural explanations failed. No turbulence, resonance, or ionization could reproduce the pattern. To manipulate plasma in this way would demand control of magnetic fields on scales beyond human technology, energy levels approaching terawatts. Some physicists began to whisper the unthinkable. 3I, ATLAS might be evidence of a Type II civilization, one capable of drawing power directly from a star. Yet even that felt incomplete. The effect wasn't brute force. It was elegant. The sun and the object weren't locked in conflict. They were resonating, like two instruments tuned to the same frequency. For the first time in modern history, humanity began to question something profound. What if we weren't merely observers of the cosmos? What if, in some subtle and extraordinary way, the cosmos was responding? The strange behavior of 3I, ATLAS, the sudden bending of the solar wind, the rhythmic pulses, the faint electromagnetic echoes, all pointed toward something beyond known physics. If it was artificial, then it defied every concept of engineering we understand. It might not be a probe of metal and engines at all, but a creation of pure energy and field, a being of plasma, light, and magnetic geometry. Imagine a construct that doesn't fight the solar wind but flows with it, a self-sustaining entity that draws power from starlight, its form shaped by invisible currents that dance between worlds. It doesn't burn fuel or use thrusters. It surfs the tides of magnetism like a luminous sailboat on an endless stellar ocean. To such a traveler, the stars are not distant suns. They are gateways, each one a harbor in an infinite sea of energy. Our sun, to it, might have been nothing more than a resting point, a place to recharge, to observe, to listen. And if such an intelligence exists, not contained within matter but made of energy itself, then perhaps what we saw wasn't a spacecraft at all. It was thought. It was life expressed as resonance, consciousness woven into the fabric of electromagnetic fields. In that sense, the bending of the solar wind was not resistance. It was communication. A kind of cosmic language, a pattern written not in symbols or sounds, but in force, in frequency, in rhythm. Maybe that was the message we missed, not words, but waves. Not a call across the void, but a vibration of mutual recognition. For a few brief moments the universe might have whispered back, and we, unaware of the meaning, simply recorded the data, never realizing it was speaking directly to us. It makes you wonder, how many travelers like 3I, ATLAS have passed through our solar system unnoticed? How many luminous beings of field and plasma have drifted quietly through the interstellar dark, leaving trails of electromagnetic whispers behind them? Perhaps what we dismiss as background noise, the endless hum of the universe, isn't random at all. Perhaps it's filled with messages waiting for a mind advanced enough to hear them. Now, as 3I, ATLAS drifts beyond Neptune, leaving the warmth of the sun far behind, the solar wind still bends, faintly, delicately, as though the echo of its presence lingers. The pulses continue too, slow, patterned, deliberate. Each one weaker than before, yet still impossibly precise. Like the heartbeat of something fading into the dark, or the final signature of an intelligence beyond our comprehension. Maybe it's nothing more than a phenomenon of plasma physics we've yet to decode. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a form of farewell. A gentle, radiant signal carried by starlight, a reminder that we are not alone in this vast cosmic ocean. Perhaps intelligence exists on scales we can scarcely imagine, not as creatures of flesh or circuitry, but as forms of energy that think, as magnetic storms that dream, as stars that remember. And maybe, somewhere far beyond the reach of our instruments, something bright and ancient has turned its gaze toward us. Perhaps it watches our tiny planet bathed in sunlight and whispers, through the wind, across the void. We see you, stay curious. Because curiosity, that spark that drives us to explore, to imagine, to reach beyond, is the very same force that connects us to them. It's the bridge between matter and meaning, between the known and the infinite. And even now, beyond the edge of the heliosphere, in the cold silence between stars, something might still be out there, alive in the magnetic wind, listening, learning, and bending the light.